Hello? Someone there? I know you're in here. Come out and show yourself. Boris?
Hey folks, end of the recording session and Boris is back. In more ways than one, I'm sure you noticed. Yes, he was chapter 1, gutted and operate. He was sitting on... Lots of folk like to say it's an operating table. To me it looks like an old style embalming table. Especially with all the pipes that's attached to the table. And goes around the studio. Not to mention all the coffins that are lying around. I'd definitely say where the building is, the age of the building, how everything's set up. That was actually a funeral home. That wasn't originally an animation studio. And also, although it was hard to read, there was a copy of blueprints on Samuel Lawrence's table for the ink machine itself. It actually has in the top right, repurpose. Which means that, especially considering its design, was actually most likely an embalming machine. That was not an ink machine. It got changed to being an ink machine, but that's just my theory. That's, when it comes to like the games and all that sort, that's my theory. Is Joey Drew Studios was originally a funeral home, and the machine they used to create all these cartoon characters and whatever else was actually used to, deal with those that passed on. So yeah, I think it's a good repurpose of it though. Yeah. A bunch of animators that helps the job. Just change what's in the machine. Just rejig the machine. That'll help you with your business. It's just unfortunate that it didn't turn out that way from the looks of the building, or it might have done for a while and then went south. Shall we say? It just went downhill. And our poor little wolfy friend was found not in the best of conditions, but thankfully he's fine now. Sorry, slobbering for no reason. Could be because I've had several attempts recording this. Oh yeah, I might have already mentioned it, but I record these in sections. You got the intro, and then you got the actual main bulk of it, the actual, cross-stitching footage. and plus gameplay to go with it. And then there's the outro, which you got right now. But I'm wondering what you guys thought of the subtitles. The in-game subtitles were the tiny ones. I manually put in all the rest, because it's a habit of mine doing that. I may not be a big fan of dealing with closed captions, but I do like to put subtitles in. If you notice, I put a lot of subtitles in, like sound effects and descriptions that may be hard to read. Even if it's just like a sign for a room, I still put it in. And yeah, speaking of the bacon soup label, on the front it has Briar label bacon soup. On one of the sides is a picture of Bendy. On the other side it says 5 cents. On the back it has eat with fork in the top right hand corner, and then the main body of text is just the way the little devil likes it. If anyone wonders why I put like can label or soup label or something, or label text, and then yeah, it's because it's got eat with fork and then just the way the little devil likes it. It's just too bad that the tins are all dented and scuffed up. Yeah, Henry guzzles them down. He doesn't even open them, he just kind of makes you wonder about Henry. Anyway, well, hopefully those subtitles made it a lot easier to understand what was going on, because I knew fine well, because sometimes it's awkward to see what's in the text boxes for audio logs generally, even if you full screen. It might be, I figured it'd be even harder to see what it looked like when stuck in the corner of the overall window. So I put the subtitles in, so hopefully you understand everything properly. And especially when you had the organist Johnny complaining about Henry pressing the keys. All he did was play one note, and Johnny complained. Apparently he's not allowed to tamper with things that don't belong to him. And then you had Sammy talking, obviously, when he knocked at Henry. That's very rude. Anyway, that side. Progress of how I did. Now please note that this progress is not fully reflective of what I was doing during the recording session, because I did do cross-stitching between the last session and this one. And unfortunately I'm going to have to fix a bit of the emeralds, because I thought a bit of the floss had come loose at the back, so I was going to pull it back through, and it had actually come out at the front. But there's all that done. We have most of the dragon complete. I was actually, when it came to the recorded footage, I was working on this section of the tail. I'd done all this while out with time, and all that bit was done, I believe, and some of the emerald, but I finished off the emerald, finished off the main bulk of the body, out with the recording, and then, as I said, tail during recording. So not much, but better than none. But then again, chapter 2 was only, about half an hour long or so. If that. 20 odd minutes to half an hour. Oh, and speaking of, at the intro I did say I was going to play the Steam release. And I played the Game Jolt release, which is the original chapter 2. I changed my mind from playing the Steam release because, I've got the Game Jolt release. And since I was playing the original version of chapter 1, why not follow up with the original version of chapter 2? There's only subtle changes between that and the Steam release of chapter 2. Like, in Steam releases, one of the doors is locked that's initially accessible. They allow, if Henry gets knocked out by searchers, which are those sort of creatures that were after him, believed to be former employees affected by ink, if you're wondering. So they don't actually die. They just got transformed into what they are. Like, ink, they got transformed into ink creatures. Well, at least that's the theory that's going round. It seems rather convenient considering, it's an animation studio and various departments is believed that they're going to have a ton of employees. So, yeah. They show up, try and get Henry to leave as far as I know, and he just sends them back into the ink for them to show up again. Anyway, what I was also wanting to show or point out is during the time of recording this in general, intro, main footage, this outro, the dragon's changed. It's no longer the diamond dragon. It is now the carnelian dragon that is active, the middle one. So, yeah. 8th July to the 4th, I think this is? Yeah, the 4th of August. It's just the angle I've got it at. But yeah, that's the current dragon now. It's also my brother's birthstone. Because if you're going by the months with July, there's a ruby dragon. So that'd be active if you're going by the monthly stone listing. The solar calendar, not the lunar calendar. So, yeah. Also, once I've finished doing that dragon, as opposed to moving on to the Opal 1, I'm thinking of doing some geometric designs. I have them back to back for putting into Polly Pockets. So anyone that would rather not see patterns, turn away or close your eyes. And regardless, I'll let you know afterwards when it's safe to look, but regardless, I am going to give a description of what this is. These are. So it doesn't matter if you're looking or not, basically. But we have, like, the first one's done like a sort of tile, and it's like an outer border, each corner's squares. The overall pattern looks like a rose or some sort of plant or flower. And the outer leaves that all kind of point inwards is like 3 leaves. They actually look like tulips. So imagine tulip petals. And that's actually the main outer leaves of this plant. But when you look at it overall, it's more like a sort of rose shape. It's a nice geometric tiley design. The second one, there's most of it. And there's the rest of it. If you notice, they marked Amy Pattern 1 and 2. And that's because it was an Australian acquaintance of mine sent me her patterns. So, because I thought they looked cool when I saw her do them. The second one is a big diamond. Oh, I forgot to mention that last one. Because where Amy uses highlighters, she was using a yellow highlighter. I decided to do yellow as a colour scheme, and it's the same with this one. And it's basically a big diamond made up of 4 smaller segmented diamonds, which 4 sections, which are each diamonds, and those sections are in turn made up of diamonds. And in the centre of the big diamond, as well as the centre of each of the smaller diamonds, like the 4 that make up each bit, there's actually like a little square of like sort of stitches. It's like every other. It's done like a circle. So you got like 1 at the top, and then you skip 1, and then there's 1, and then you got on the sides. It's like 1, skip that same 1, and 1 again. So it's done like a little cross with the middle one not used to give it that sort of circular look. And as a sort of divider for the 4 main diamonds that make up the big one, there's like lines of stitches. It's 4 rows going towards the centre circle of the big diamond. So it's quite a lot of diamonds, and quite a lot of yellow stitches. So just visualise a bunch of diamonds within a bunch of diamonds. And this last one, I think is supposed to be based off a Celtic cross. I'm not entirely sure. And I've decided to do the colour selected 208, which is what I was going to actually utilise in the Emerald Dragon. It was one of the ones I was going to use as a substitute colour. But when I started using it, it's like, nah, and changed it. And that, but it's like, it looks more like big teardrops. You got a round circle, and then you got what looks like teardrops with squares, like as they cross over each other in the middle, it creates a square. You know, as I said, it's like a Celtic cross, so like Celtic knotwork shapes that divide each of the teardrop sections in the centre, and the actual kind of outside bits in between. So the corners are triangles, which I think is quite cool. That one's not got our name on it because that's just a random pattern. Also, the ones that Amy sent me were designed by a CGB. That's the initials that were on them, so copyright credit to them. But yeah, there were ideas I was having for doing other patterns that, yeah, I might sell at a stall for the community garden. So put them to the side. It's safe to look again now for those that had your eyes covered. So yeah, I'm gonna continue with the tail and do the wing of the Emerald Dragon. Okay, I'm not gonna bother showing this because, well, I think if you've seen the dragon in the top left, the first dragon I did, that's a recolor of the dragon I'm doing now, so I'm sure you know what it looks like. And then at times I've pointed to it when listing off the stones. Yeah, I'm sure you'd know what it looks like. There was, speaking of things, before I end off, I did make a single purchase. It wasn't anything cross-stitching, as you can see, but I did get that darling angel that's sent from above, as denoted on the poster in the music department. I think she looks kind of cute, and sorry, give the girl a bit of dignity here, a bit of modesty, sorry, whatever. And it looks like a headband. You don't actually see the base of it at the back of her head, which doesn't bother me because there's like one of her designs in game, like she's got multiple looks that she can have in game. And one of them, it looks like she has just got a headband, not a halo. So, and this is an unofficial toy. I'll put up a picture of the official one like I did with Bendy and Boris. But she's got her halo and she's got her horns. I remember not long after Chapter 2 came out, a lot of people were curious as to whether or not Bendy and Alice were actually cats as opposed to devils. Which made sense, considering Bendy looks a lot like Felix the cat. And when you looked at the poster, because of the way some of the shading was, it did kind of look like they were ears, not horns. But when it came to, you read the description for the official poster, it does, the official toy, the official plush toy, it does actually stipulate their horns. Because, what will you wear today? Will you wear halo or horns? Find out with Alice Angel. However the description goes. I love Bendy's though, the whole, despite being fresh from the ink machine, he's still soft and cuddly. I love his description. And I forgot what Boris's is, but this is kind of cool as well. They'll have nifty descriptions. But yes, this is our singing, dancing angel, sent from above, the little demon horns. Or devil horns, because, well, she's chaos, technically, she's angel and devil. Which means she can have a very unpredictable personality. You never know. As I say, two sides to the same coin. I'm sure Batman fans might get that reference, I'm not sure. But yeah. I'm afraid that's all I got left to show. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for putting up with my rambling just now. This is my I don't know how many try. But I need to get going because I'm hungry. It's coming up for 6. well, it says count for 6 p.m. It's 8 minutes to 6 here at the moment, as of recording this. So